Welcome to this episode of The Good, The Bad and the Ugly. Host Mark and Sam. Today we'll be telling you about what we've been watching since our last main podcast, and we'll be discussing the Sylvester Stallone movie Demolition Man.
In a world where podcasts last over 3 hours,
you have no concept of time.
Balaban Studios presents A Stinking Pause.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Starring Scotland.
Yeah, be prepared for me to have a little bit to say about that one.
And Charles.
If Leslie Grantham can do it, then so can we.
Oh yeah.
Bunch of cunts.
The Stinking Paws Movie Podcast, available on iTunes and Stitcher Radio.
Hotter than any uncurbed passion since last tango in Paris.
There's the Facebook group, and you can follow us on Twitter at Stinking Paws.
You've never laughed more at sex or a picture about it.
And download all our episodes at thestinkingpaws.blogspot.co.uk.
In a world without adventures in VHS, the book, comes a world with adventures in VHS, the book.
Every journey begins in the mind.
We're in trouble, Gary. This is highly illegal.
In 2013, Noel Miller embarked on a series of VHS adventures that shook the world of podcasting to its very core.
He's the kid everyone used to pick up.
Now, through the power of the written word, he's back and ready to take those adventures to a whole new level. Described by its overzealous publisher as high fidelity for the video rental generation, and described by Mondo Movie Podcast Dan Audie as bringing the half-forgotten days of 80s video rental stores vividly back to life.
It's moving, it's working, it's doing itself, it's working by itself.
Adventures in VHS is an immersive trip through a long-forgotten era through some of the films that defined it.
An experience too terrifying for words.
Available to buy now from AdventuresInVHS.com with a whole host of fabulous full-color editions showcasing the glorious cover art of the VHS era. It's the story of one man's disturbing romance with an obsolete format and the weird and wonderful films that shaped his love of movies.
And if this person is listening to my voice, I urge him in the name of law and order to desist from this one-man crusade.
Adventures in VHS, the book. Buy it today.
I'm going to kiss you.
Your very life may just depend on it.
Get the comfy chair!
Hi, Sam.
Hey.
Right, comfy chair. Shall I start? You want to start?
I don't mind.
I've got 12 movies to talk about.
Wow.
So, shall I go first?
Yeah.
First one is I watched a horror film called Sinister with Ethan Hawke about a writer who covers crime, sort of murders and things like that, and he's having some sort of breakdown, or there's issues with his wife. They move to this town where they're not welcomed by the police because they uncovered like police corruption in his last book. But what he hasn't told his wife is it's the scene of a multiple murder.
Okay.
And he got the house cheap, but he wants to be there because he wants to investigate the murder. But he happens to find a box full of Super 8 movies in the loft, which he starts watching, and he realises they're scenes from murders. First, the one is that was at the house he was at, but a set of other murders. So he starts playing it. It was okay. It was I had a real problem with it because it relied really, really heavily on jump scares all the way through. And instead of building tension, it went for jump scares in the sound track, or surprised, mostly in the soundtrack, and it was kind of annoying after all, but it was kind of reasonably entertaining as well. It just got a bit grating after a while. Give it 6 out of 10. Okay, back to you.
Okay, I've been playing some of the video game tie-in for Avatar, the James Cameron movie, not the animated series.
On what platform?
On Xbox 360.
Okay, so the Avatar game, is that it? Or is it something else?
Yeah, it's called like, in the game it's called like James Cameron's Avatar, the video game, or the official video. It's something really long, but it's the game of Avatar.
The video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen it. It looked quite good.
It actually plays pretty good, mainly because it doesn't stick to the movie.
Well,
it doesn't follow the story of the movie at all.
Do you get to fly? And
yeah,
are you a soldier or you're a blue cat?
The Na'vi thing. You play for a bit as both, and then after a while you get to choose which you want to play the rest of the game for.
Are you a bit Na'vi though, surely?
Well, you'd think Na'vi are actually, well, I don't want to say weaker. They're a little bit weaker, but surprisingly not by much. Because the Na'vi will still mess up a load of humans if they're
bigger,
if they've got guns.
They're physically bigger.
Yeah, but with bows and arrows against grenade launchers, flamethrowers, shotguns, you'd think that it'd always be on the human's favour, but no. Sometimes you'll come out of a fight with a Na'vi really badly injured.
I always thought the soldiers in Avatar were kind of the same universe as the soldiers in Aliens. They
I can see that.
Very similar in their way, in their hardware, and their uniforms, and their
I can see the robot power suits. I think they're called like sabers,
right?
From Avatar being like a precursor of the power loaders.
Yeah,
but. All of the vehicles handle kind of well, except there's like a sort of tank vehicle that for some reason they've made it so it needs 2 people to do. So it needs a driver and a gunner, but you can't get an AI to get in the car with you, and you can't play it co-op.
Right.
So I don't know.
Bizarre. But it's good fun, was it?
Yeah, it's really fun to play as, especially.
Is it? I mean, it's quite an old game now. Is it dated?
2000. It looks a bit dated, but it kind of. It's got the same sort of thing as Avatar, where it looks really good for its time.
What year is it made?
Hang on a sec.
2008 or something.
2007, 2008, I think.
Well, that is quite old now, isn't it? It's hard to believe Avatar's that old.
James Cameron's Avatar, the video game, 2009.
Oh, okay, right. So 6.
Well, December 1st, 2009.
5 years,
so.
just over 5 years.
Yeah,
but that's still quite a while. Okay, so it's good fun. Do you get to fly around then?
Yeah, you get to fly the Banshees, I think they're called, and
dragons.
Yeah, the weird sort of dragon things. I think eventually you get to fly the really big one that they.
Yeah,
they show
the Dragon Eater.
Yeah,
whatever it's called.
Yeah, but as I say, it's gotten like no part to do with the film, except Sigourney Weaver shows up at the very start. But
we should maybe talk about the Alien 5 news, but nah, we'll leave that for now. Yeah. Well, we could talk about it now, I suppose. That it looks like all systems go, and Ripley's going to be in it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And I've seen some artwork, and I don't know if it's fan. I'm guessing it's fan. It looks like a busted up Hicks to me. Is it Hicks? Who's Bill Paxton? It's Hicks. Or Hudson. Hicks. With like a burnt face, but he's still alive. So that'd be kind of very cool, actually.
This it? Oh, no, wait. I just started it.
No, it's not.
I think that's Michael Biehn.
No, that's Bill Paxton.
No, but I think it's supposed to be Michael Biehn's character.
It looks like Bill Paxton from there.
Hudson.
What do you have to Google to get it?
Alien 5 artwork.
Oh, okay. So I'm pretty sure that's Bill Hicks. Bill Paxton. So that's Hudson, isn't it? It is Hudson.
Hudson is Bill Paxton.
That's it. Hudson.
Hicks is
Hudson. Yeah, I always get the names mixed up.
Hicks is Bane.
I listened to one
and he's also one that gets acid on his face in the film, so...
Okay. You got a point, maybe. I do remember listening to a podcast where they actually argued about who was the cooler character, Hudson or Hicks. I think it was a podcast called Splattercast. It was quite
Hudson.
a few years ago. Well, there's reasons why I would have said Hudson, but when you start looking at it, Hudson does lose his shit quite.
Yeah, but the whole point is this is going to sound weird. He gets his shit back. He gets his shit together.
Yeah, he does. I always prefer Hudson, actually. I like Hicks too, though. I think it's a good character. How do we get into this? Avatar, wasn't it? Yeah, James Cameron. And there's going to be more Avatar soon, isn't there? He's doing a couple of them.
I don't mind.
I never really.
I kind of like the original. It was just a knockoff of Dances with Wolves or Pocahontas or something like that.
I was not a fan. It was all right.
I think the setting more than made up for it.
Yeah, the CGI was really good. The 3D was quite amazing. It's one of those films where it really is pretty eye-popping. It's still not my favourite 3D. That would be Dread. But I thought I kind of like Gravity in 3D too as well. That worked for me.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do Dread again soon, I think. Now we got a telly that plays 3D. We got a reason to rewatch it in 3D, actually. So maybe we should. Anyway, shall I go next?
Yeah.
I'll do a couple at a time because I've got so many, and I'm going to shoot for them. One, I watched an End of the World movie called On the Beach, made in 1959. So even before, the Cuban Missile Crisis, there were fears about the, mutually assured destruction. This is a film about the war has happened, most of the world has died. Australia is still surviving because the nuclear radiation dust hasn't hit yet. And it's about what the people doing on this place. They know they're not sure if the radiation will die down before it gets to them or what, and they're doing tests to figure out. Basically, they're all going to die. Is the film. So it's about how people are handling that. Gregory Peck's in it. He's pretty damn good. Very kind of depressive film, though. Obviously,
sounds like it.
One thing that was kind of interesting was a shot, and they didn't actually ever explicitly discuss it. But I assume that one of the first things that happened is they ran out of fossil fuels, refined fossil fuels.
It's generally a good place to start with post-apocalypse.
So at one point you see an Australian high street, of a big city, but everyone's on bicycles or on horses, just riding up and down on the way to work. So they're all still working, but they can't use cars. Oh, and there's a tram. They still got a tram, but they haven't got cars.
How do they have a tram?
Well, it's electric, isn't it? That electricity,
which is produced by
coal, gas, all sorts of things.
Fossil fuels.
No, power stations don't often run on fossil fuels. They run, not petrol, not refined fuel. Mm-hmm. It doesn't. So that was kind of cool. I'll give it 6 out of 10. It's based on a fairly famous novel called On the Beach as well by Neville Shute. And the next one I'm going to watch about is a future dystopian thing called Never Let Me Go.
Sounds like James Bond.
It does sound a bit like it, but it's like it's not in the future. It's in the 80s actually, but it's in a parallel.
It's a
timeline where genetic.
It's a futuristic present. Is what I call it.
Genetic engineering has obviously progressed way faster than in our timeline, and it starts off like a school drama. These pupils in like a bit of a Harry Potter-esque type of school, a boarding school, quite posh, and slowly it kind of unfolds that there's something way more to it than that. They're effectively clones, but they're being raised. It's a bit like if you know how back, not Peter, but animal rights activists has tried to give better conditions to chickens and dogs and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like the clones have generated another set of sympathetic humans that want to give the clones a good life before they give their organs away and die. It's that kind of thing. It was all right. It was an interesting enough drama. It looked beautiful, and there were some really quite good scenes in it. But ultimately, felt a bit. They seemed a bit unconcerned with their own fates. In which case, it's hard to be engaged when you're watching characters who don't seem that bothered themselves. unwilling to try and escape it or anything like that. So it was all right. Anyway, back to you.
Okay, I've been sort of trying to look at some more anime recently.
Okay.
To try and I'm trying to sort of see what else it has to offer, cause other than the usual
there is a lot on Netflix US, isn't there, as well? That's kind of cool.
But I went and checked out one of the original sort of anime,
which is what?
It's like one from the 80s. I think it was 82.
What's it called?
It's called Super Defense Fortress Macross. No, sorry, Super Dimension Fortress Macross. You can just search Macross.
Super Dimension Force Macross.
Fortress. You can just search Macross.
I've never even heard of that yet. Is it Cross?
It's this
OSS?
Yeah. Macross.
Okay. Is that on Netflix?
No, it's not on Netflix.
Okay.
I went online for it. The premise is that in the distant future of 1999, an alien warship crash landed on Earth, and basically, the world government got to work, rebuilding it and reverse engineering a lot of equipment from it. Mm-hmm. So the series starts off with on the eve of the relaunch of this spaceship, now renamed the Super Defense Fortress Macross, or SDF Macross.
SDF. Okay.
Now, everyone's sort of doing their preparations. They're on the cockpit and sorting stuff out in the cockpit, and suddenly another set of alien ships appears on the edge of the solar system.
Yeah.
And then the Macross starts up, and it immediately blows the hell out of them.
Okay.
In one shot, it tears apart at least 3 of the ships, and 2 of them just because they're near the shot.
Nice.
And no one could explain why it did it.
Ooh. So hold on, it was built with alien tech?
Yeah, it was alien technology.
Yeah.
It's a giant alien warship, at least 1 kilometre long, crash landed on an island. They built a city around it so that they could reverse engineer a lot of technology from it, as well as retrofit it, kind of.
Yeah.
And it's immediately just gunned down a load of aliens as soon as they showed up on its own.
So it's okay. So what was this? The first episode?
Yeah, first episode. Yeah, it's
nice.
It's fun, and as with all sorts of old anime, sometimes it can look really bad compared to modern stuff. But anything with the actual Macross in the frame looks brilliant.
Sounds cool. So are you gonna watch more?
Yeah, I've been watching more. It got quite It as serious as some of the tone is, they do keep it very jokey. There's a bit where first time they try to take off, they use the actual ship, original ship's engines,
right,
which are anti-gravity or whatever, and they just rip out through the hull and fly off into space, and they start making jokes about buying used spaceships,
right,
sort of thing. But eventually they do get it out in space, and there's some pretty good spaceship battles, because they've got they're supposed to be spaceships. They look like swing wing jets.
I wonder how long anime's meant to have been around, because I do remember watching Japanese action cartoons on the TV, early 70s?
Yeah.
Maybe even 60s. And there was one I used to really like called Marine Boy. It looks just like manga, all the classic manga stuff, the slightly bigger eyes.
Well, it's been around sort of as long as animation
features.
has, really, but...
Right, okay. Well, this was a TV show.
But this is one of the ones that kind of popularised it worldwide, sort of thing.
Right.
Because this got combined with another series.
I always thought Akira was the real...
It may have been.
Engine of...
But this was combined with another series, and they spliced it together with this other series. I don't know what it is, and released it in America as a show called Robotech.
Right, okay.
Which was it was very popular.
Never had... I don't think we ever had that in this country.
Voltron, you may have heard of, was a similar sort of thing.
Voltron I have heard of.
Yeah. But Macross is really good. It eventually comes to a point where they basically try to do hyperspace and get to the other side of the moon to escape these aliens in the Macross.
Yeah.
And they go low low towards Earth to do it.
Yeah.
And they accidentally go to the other side of Pluto.
Right. Nice.
And that's not all. They accidentally pull an island with them and 2 aircraft carriers.
Right.
So the next 3 episodes are them trying to sort out to get everyone from this island onto the ship, and they sort of set up a city inside the back part of the ship, and they've the sort of hyperspace in this is more like in Dune they call it folding, and it just sort of teleports a whole area to another place.
Right.
But they get attacked again. Turns out that the part of the mechanism for folding disappeared, and that's what fires that huge gun that took out 3 ships in one shot.
Right.
So they figure out how to transform the entire spaceship into a giant robot.
Okay, yeah, I know where this is going in. Yes.
No, the thing is, they don't. It's not always in the robot. It has to turn into the robot to fire the main gun, because it forces 2 connections that would have been connected by that engine I was talking about.
Yeah.
Together, so that's so it can fire.
Yeah. But
yeah, this is a very. It's become really popular. There's loads of other media for it. There's models which I'd get if they weren't prohibitively expensive.
Right.
I tried to find a model for this Macross. It's at least £1,000.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't make them anymore.
Maybe.
Like okay, shall I do a cut one?
Yeah.
I watched a movie called proper 80s movie called FX about it's kind of a cool premise. A special effects guy in movie special effects who's drafted in by the CIA to fake the assassination of a mob boss so that they can get the mob boss. Basically, the mob boss has turned state witness, so he's got protection. But they figured the easiest way to protect him is to fake his own death, and then the mafia or whatever won't be trying to kill him. That's the premise, but it turns out it's a big double cross. So it's got a touch of the Hitchcock about it. The special effects guy realises he's been taken for a ride, and I think he thinks he's been duped into actually killing the guy rather than faking it. But it is a bigger twist than that. It was actually faked, and they've let him think that the guy's dead, and they let the authorities think that he's the guy that killed the mafia guy. But the mafia guy's in league with the head of this special organisation for the money and all this. Anyway, it's kind of cool because the good guy uses his special effects knowledge to sort of turn the tables on them. He's got all sorts of tricks, and it's kind of a cool idea. I kind of enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was fun, And then I watched a film from the 50s called Stalag 17. Made in 1953, it's basically a comedy about American prisoners of war in World War II. And it's kind of bold, really, because considering it was made only 8 years after the end of the war, they made a comedy about prisoners of war, and it's a pretty cool film. William Holden's in it. Did you watch a bit of it?
Yeah, I think I watched the very end of it. I walked in and asked if it was Sergeant Bilko.
Yeah. I mean, one of the characters in it is one of Bilko's sidekicks, so I'm not surprised you asked that. This was made well before Bilko, though, and he's got the same kind of vibe. William Holden's in it as this cynical guy who's a real proper gopher who, he's a wheeler dealer. He gets all this stuff, and for that reason, the other Americans think he might be collaborating with the Nazis.
Yeah.
And feeding them secrets because they seem to always be one step ahead. So there's that kind of nasty vibe. But it's a pretty fun comedy. There's some good, entertaining sort of characters in it, and the plot is very clever. It's a really good film, actually. It was based on a stage play, I think, But it's a really good film. I give it 8 out of. It's made by Billy Wilder, who made loads of pretty good comedies and so on, and interesting films. I give it 8 out of 10. Is that 2? Yeah, that's 2. Go on.
That's 2. Now, I might actually talk about a couple in a row because I've not got much to say about them.
Okay.
First was another anime that's kind of popular. It's called Lucky Star. It's a
Lucky Star.
Lucky Star.
Yeah.
It's a fairly sort of recent one that was kind of like this weird, goofy semi-comedy.
Okay.
It was kind of...
It's Japanese, is it?
Yeah, it was addressing sort of like real-life stuff, and then the characters would sort of do their own little commentary on it.
Yeah.
Now, other than this, I wouldn't really mention it, except for the ending songs, which every single one is a karaoke of some significant Japanese thing.
Right.
So usually it's an anime because one of the characters is supposed to be what's called an otaku, which is like an anime geek.
Okay.
But
otaku, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And but except for one episode, which they started talking about. It's like, oh well, man, we should sing this. What is it? It's like it's an adaptation of Journey to the West. Yeah, it was popular back in the 70s, 80s, I think.
Yeah.
He goes, born from, and starts singing the theme from Monkey.
Oh man, we love Monkey. Well, I think we need to cover a couple of Monkey episodes.
Yeah.
Sometime. I think a series. Actually, no, I'll be happy to watch a series, but I'm not sure. We can certainly start off and just do them now and again, kind of thing, rather than like currently we're doing the Attack on Titan, but we're doing this one long series. With Monkey, we could do like 1 or 2 episodes very occasionally, and it'd be fine. We could do the same with Star
Trek. You don't even really need it in the right order.
No. They're very episodic.
This episode.
I mean, apart from the first episode, they could be almost in any order. Apart from Pigsy, the actor that plays Pigsy, who was awesome in the first few series, gets changed. That kind of.
Why'd they change it?
I guess the actor had enough.
That's it.
I think there was 4 series, and I've only ever watched the ones with the original actor because he's so great. But I'd be I like the fact is what made it really work was the weird dubbing that the BBC did.
Yeah,
they specifically did all this dodgy. I mean, it's dodgy, semi-racism.
Really bad dubbing.
No, it's not really bad. It's definitely suggestive. There's women going, "Oh, let me rub your rub your stick so it gets bigger," and there's that kind of stuff. All the way through it. And one of my favourite lines of all TV is in it at one point where Monkey fights the Heavenly Host. Now let's put this into perspective, right? The Heavenly Host is an immortal, infinite number of soldiers. Right, so they're immortal, and there's an infinite number of them. Monkey fights them and wins, right? And he comes back down and he lands and goes, "Who's the greatest?" And Pigsy goes, "I am." What? Like it's a shock. He's very funny. I love Monkey. Anyway, we got so. So you heard of Monkey? Monkey's great. Monkey, it was really Americans wouldn't know about Monkey.
Yeah,
I think Australians would. Monkey was famous certainly in Britain.
Yeah,
everyone loved Monkey. Certainly all the kids around my age loved Monkey. It was the talk of the schoolyard, really.
Yeah, it was really weird because it's got that big narration on the start.
Yeah,
they left that in, but without any audio, so it's just got like this sort of music on the background. So the characters are like talking over it. It's like
reformed.
Time and time again, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But the characters like talking over it. It's like, this one supposedly had like a really weird dub. It's like, man, this is. I was thinking like, wait, this can't be Born for. It is.
It is. Yes. I think it was also shipped to Australia. I think Australia definitely know Monkey as well. It's really good Monkey. It's probably on YouTube. Frankly.
Yeah, I recommend looking up the opening at least.
I like some of the weird ideas. They're fighting all these different demons who are all kind of trying to achieve enlightenment, moving towards a human state. kind of thing. So there's like fish demons and tiger demons and monkeys.
It's just Pigsy. So.
Pigsy. And Sandy's a sea monster.
Yeah, but Sandy didn't really do much.
I like Sandy. He was kind of a good balancing act.
Yeah,
I agree. He wasn't as hilarious as Pigsy, and he wasn't as
skilled as Monkey.
Cool and sort of. Extrovert as Monkey, but he was kind of cool as well.
He was like the straight man in the
but he could fight as well.
He could fight, and he had a weird like trident thing.
He was the straight man, though. Yeah, I agree.
Monkey had a staff, Sandy had a trident, and Pigsy had a hoe.
That's right. That's right. He did, and a funny little beret with
weird.
With a fluffy ball.
There must be some like significance to that in Japan, but okay. So the other thing another thing I watched was the Blu-ray of Flash Gordon, which it does make it look really good. Like,
I know.
It makes it look really clear.
I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
I missed out on this. I bought the Blu-ray and then didn't watch it. Yes. At some point I'm going to get the Blu-ray June as well, because those are our perfect two. Those are the top of our list of good, bad and odd films, aren't they?
Flash
Gordon's number one.
Yeah. Well, there are only two lists of good, bad.
No. We picked out several films like Alien vs Predator,
and
stuff like that. But those are easily our top two of those. Right. Okay. So Lucky Star and Monkey. Talked about
Lucky Star, Monkey, and Flash Gordon. I didn't even watch Monkey.
No, we're just talking about it. But it doesn't matter. It's going on our list. We talked about Monkey.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. Flash Gordon is just kind of so many kinds of awesome.
I think
Max von Sydow.
It's all the British actors really that provide like the most over the top things.
Yeah, I mean Brian Blessed.
I mean compared to like Brian Blessed and Timothy Dalton, Max von Sydow's kind of sedate.
Yeah, but he's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a badass. I mean, I got a feeling that if Darth Vader came up against him, Ming would still win somehow.
Yeah.
He's got the ring and he's got a lot about him. I think he'd outclass the Emperor even.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I mean, the Emperor can't just push a button and have an earthquake.
That's true.
He has to build a special spaceship to do that.
Well, I've got 6 more movies. Have you got any more?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, you have?
7.
Blimey, this is going to be a long one. I'll do 2 again.
Okay.
In fact, I'll do. I'm just changing my order.
I can drop out 1 because I only did a bit of it.
No, don't worry about it. I'll do 2 that are kind of similar ground. They're both 70s conspiracy kind of films, and have some basis in reality. Though one is probably less than the other. The first is All the President's Men, made in 1976, ostensibly about the Watergate scandal. Well, it is about the Watergate scandal, about the reporters that tried to uncover what the hell was going on in the Watergate break-in, and starting to reveal that these burglars were affiliated to the Republican Party. Ultimately, this case in real life brought down Nixon. Nixon was notoriously paranoid and had set up all these special like black ops to investigate enemies and illegally record their conversations and this, that and the other. So it's kind of interesting. However, most of the film was people talking tensely on telephones, interviewing people on telephones, or face-to-face interviews. So it was kind of a bit repetitive, and I don't think the film has aged that well. I could be wrong. This is a very highly regarded film. It's considered a classic by many, but I really wouldn't give it more than 6 out of 10. I found it a bit dull, actually, and a bit too long. Though the acting was really good, and it's real life or something approaching reality. So it's kind of cool. I'm glad I saw it, but I wouldn't watch it again. And the second one I found a lot more interesting, a much lesser film in terms of people knowing about it. It's called Executive Action, made in 1973, and it's essentially we're watching men who are in positions of power drawing up the plan to assassinate John F. Kennedy.
Yeah. And
why they're doing it, who they're going to get in the frame. It shows them sort of planning to set up Lee Harvey Oswald as the patsy because of his background, where they wanted the marksman to be, in a triangulated crossfire, and all the, the grassy knoll, all of that business. Now, this is a work of fiction, but it was done as a documentary drama. With, bizarrely though, for a documentary drama, it had a really famous in the day star in it, Burt Lancaster, as one of the planners, and it was just done. It was a kind of chilling film to watch. Do you know what I mean? They were just casually planning the murder of the president and trying to figure out. And they were saying, "Oh well, we need to get the route to go this way because at this point he'll be at the point of maximum exposure. There'll be no, in the triangulated crossfire." And when you look at it, you think that's a really weird way for a route to go in a presidential. Don't
you start.
Well, I'm not going to get into all that, but it is. You can sort of see, well, by having to go this way, the car has to slow down because of a very deep left-hand turn. And it was kind of chilling, and I really enjoyed it actually. Though it was fairly low production values, and some of the acting was really awful, really awful. It felt like they were amateurs. Some of them were amateurs, but some of them were really good. The worst actor I think in it was the guy who was playing Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby in real life was the guy that shot and killed Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
The actor playing him was terrible. Really interesting film though. I'm trying to remember if I saw it on Netflix. I think I may have seen it on Netflix, US. It was definitely worth seeing. Anyway, back to you.
Okay, I've been playing a game called the rest of my list of games. So
okay.
I've been playing a game called Demon's Souls.
Xbox?
Yeah. No, wait. This is PS3. This is a PS3 exclusive.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It was released by a company called From Software, who later went on to develop the Dark Souls series, which I talked a lot about.
Yeah, isn't it? I thought it was a sequel to the Dark Souls.
No, Dark Souls is a spiritual successor to this,
right?
And they actually do carry over a couple of characters. So, yeah. But
okay.
But this game is kind of weird because of I don't know, technical limitations. They've kind of made everywhere a bit more claustrophobic and enclosed, or they're either really enclosed areas or really wide open areas where you've only got a small area to move.
Yeah.
So you'll have this huge sweeping landscape, but you can only walk across a bridge on it.
Yeah.
Or something like that, or these really tight.
Strictly on the rails at points, is it?
Yeah, you need to. Because it's like Dark Souls. It's balls to the walls hard. But
I hate games like that.
but this game, it has a bit more sort of creepiness to it. Like there's this whole section. There's one particular infamous level of Dark Souls which is called Blight Town, which is troublesome, which is annoying because it's when you're in the actual town part.
Yeah,
it's lots of thin pathways and long drops if you make so much as a single misstep, so you got a long way to go back.
Oh, that's a drag. That sounds like
imagine a whole thing for that. Instead of having a connected world like in Dark Souls, they have 5 separate sort of pathways to go.
Yeah,
and an entire pathway of it is that.
Yeah.
There are constantly things poisoning you. There's these disgusting bosses. Absolutely.
Are they like Dante's Inferno disgusting or worse than that?
Well, it's it's really up to the individual, but there's one. The first boss is called the Leechmonger. It's like this giant torso made out of leeches, and it throws them at you, and you can't actually hit it because it'll just eat you.
Right.
It's nasty. Then there's the main enemy in this area. You think they're wandering around with plague masks on, because this is the place is called the Valley of Defilement. It's the place for wrong things. It's kind of sort of Cthulhu-esque in that way.
Right. Oh, well, that sounds all right. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that sounds okay. It wouldn't be my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Hard games annoy me.
The Bolitarian Palace is probably one of the most fun levels I've played through.
Oh, right, okay.
It's got some really cool enemies. It's got... The second boss is this, 20-foot tall knight who with a massive shield that's constantly trying to slam it on you.
Okay.
It's really fun to fight.
Yeah.
Now, this other game I've been playing, I've talked about it before, it's Anno 2070. It's the shipping game with the somewhat... in this sort of future where it's really... for some reason, they've not got more advanced than boats. But, yeah, it's kind of fun. It can keep you interested, and some of the stuff that they come up with is really funny.
What's the name of it? Anno what?
Anno 2070.
2070. So it's a strategy game.
Sort of, but it's more of a city builder because there's not really anything to fight unless you have pirates in the area, which can really easily be gotten rid of.
Oh, okay.
But it's more about maintaining your city and keeping your economy going and trading so you can keep separate islands working.
Is that PC?
Yeah, it's only on PC, as far as I know.
Yeah. Okay. Shall I have a go now?
Yeah. I've got 4 more, so...
Yeah, I've got... I watched another 70s film that had a conspiratorial out. It's called... again, another film I haven't seen before. I am really trying to watch... The majority of films I watch, trying to watch films I've not seen before. I'm trying to get at least 75% of film watches to be films I've not seen before. And it's kind of more difficult than you think, actually, when you start getting into it. But anyway... This one is another film I hadn't seen before that I wanted to see for a long time. Network. I think it won the Oscar for Best Picture in 1976. I could be wrong. Interesting film. It had a lot of flaws. There was this love story element to it that really didn't work because all the characters were bitter and twisted. So in that kind of realm, love stories are not that interesting. What it was is what a news anchor basically lost his job because his ratings had gone down. Says one day, I'm going to blow my brains out on air. And they immediately pull it. But then they realise the ratings have gone up. When he comes back on to make an apology, he starts ranting. And they let him rant. About how bad the world is and how angry he is and how angry people should be and all this. And people love it. And essentially, it's like we're seeing like a prediction that the serious news channels will become these circuses for the media. They start developing his show into like a mystic, like a psychic segment and a political fanatic segment and a Hollywood good time girl segment, and then this guy ranting, and it goes on and on like this. So it's kind of a prediction of how news might become if it keeps doing what it's doing. And we live in that age now of it's over sensationalized rolling news, trying to keep people scared all the time just to keep them watching. Yeah. And I mean, some of its messages are a little crass. There's one bit where they try and make a show involving these communist, Marxist terrorists. Real terror, Marxist terrorists. And at one point it's become obvious that these guys are now complete capitalists because they're like going on about their ratings and their market shares and all this. That's a fairly crude piece of storytelling, but it was okay. It went on a bit too long. The central performance by the Mad Newsman was Peter Finch, and he gave I think he won Best Actor, and he deserved it. It was a really good performance. He plays a character called Howard Beale, who's constantly angry at the world. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. I'll give it 7 out of 10. My next one was John Wayne. Film I keep meaning to see because Al Bundy talked about it once on Married with Children. He loved it. It's called Hondo. And it's kind of John Wayne's version of Shane. He finds this woman and a kid who's got a homestead, and they're living on land near the Apaches, and he knows the Apaches are on the warpath. And it's kind of a twisted, meandering plot. He ends up killing her husband, who's like this good for nothing, even though she never admits it to him. He's a good for nothing. He doesn't know it's her husband until he's dead. Unfortunately, the guy tries to shoot him in the back. So that's going to happen with John Wayne, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. Give it 6 out of 10. I've got 3 more.
I've got 3 more. So.
Okay, all right. Well, let's go back to you.
Okay, I've been playing some of a game called Mountain Blade.
You've played that loads before.
Yeah, I don't think I've talked about it in the podcast before.
I think you might have in the early
I may have.
It would have been a long time ago.
But it's like a third-person fighting game where you're...
On the PC.
Yeah, PC. And I think there may have been plans to put it on consoles, but I don't know.
Yeah. And it's one that's famous for having mods, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really famous for its modding community because they do all sorts of stuff like
they do like Star Wars and zombies.
Yeah, a big ones were like Star Wars or Warhammer.
Is Teletubbies one, or am I dreaming?
No, that's Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
Which I'm also going to talk about in a bit, but the modding community for this went nuts when it came out because it ended up. I've got ones that's like where it's all sorts of like crazy vampires, werewolves, anarchists. You can get chainsaws as weapons, and I think it's called the Mars mod, which allows you to get like really weird speeder bikes as mounts.
Yeah.
And then there's the Star Wars stuff, which gives you lightsabers and clone trooper armor. So
right.
It's cool.
Cool. So been plenty of that, have you?
Well, not that much, but
a bit. Yeah.
What
else? Shall I go next?
I don't mind. I only played these other 2 for a little bit. So.
All right. Well, let's finish you off, and then I'll finish mine off.
Okay. I've been playing. Also, to finish off, been playing some Castle Crashers and some Left 4 Dead 2.
Castle Crashers on the
Xbox and Left 4 Dead 2 on the Xbox.
That's a nice little it's an arcade game.
Yeah, I find it so much fun to play whenever you.
Yeah, I've played it. It's pretty good. It's something. I'll join in with you next time we play, maybe.
Yeah.
The
bosses are so much fun to play against. So it's like
No, I don't remember the boss. Well, no,
you probably remember
the
massive guy with the shield, and he's got like
possibly. Is it basically you attacking from different sides?
Yeah, you have to attack him from varying sides because when he's got the shield out, you have to attack him from the back. When he's not,
it's a lot of fun.
From the front.
Yeah.
And Left 4 Dead, which is the fast zombie killing game.
I never liked fast.
That's fun. It's fun.
Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead 2?
Left 4 Dead 2 is what
Xbox?
I played. Yeah, an Xbox. If I could get it on the PC, I would. I don't really have the money to spend now, but.
Right.
But because the modding on PC is insane.
Is it?
Yeah.
What sort of thing they get?
Teletubby enemies. It's like the one you mentioned before. Okay. There's people playing as dinosaurs. There's people putting funny voices on their stuff. You could probably just find a dozen funny things by searching Left 4 Dead mods, which I am doing at the moment. But which is so there's like dinosaurs. There's a pretty cool one of the game modes in it is like a survival sort of thing. You have to last a certain amount of time, and someone made a Helm's Deep map.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
For it, which is really cool. Oh, and I've just found a thing for turns all the zombies into the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds rather cool. Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
Have you got any more?
No, that's it.
Alright, I'll finish off my last few. One is a masterpiece, actually. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Tin Drum. Made in 1979, German film. I saw it many years ago for the first time, really liked it then, and I've never thought anything other than it is excellent because it's so bloody weird, mental and absorbing. It mixes fantasy out with kind of grim and gross reality. The story is this. A little boy at the start of the rise of Nazism is 3 years old. He says he decides he's not going to grow anymore. His father, or who may be his father, leaves this cellar door open, and he deliberately throws himself down the stairs. This is how he recounts it, so we never know if it's real or not. And it causes him to stop growing. So at that point, he's basically 3 years old.
What's this called? Sorry,
The Tin Drum. The Tin Drum. It's a famous novel. I've read the book too, by Gunter Grass. Was the novel. I can't remember who the director was, but it was really good. It's a really... Because it mixes up so many different elements, it's really watchable. But anyway, this is a first watch for me in terms of this was the director's cut. I heard it discussed on a podcast called Chinstroker vs. Punter, and it reminded me how much I liked the film, and they also talked about the director's cut, and I thought, well, I've never seen that. And it's only £7 on for the Blu-ray on Amazon, so I bought it and watched it. And it's about another half an hour longer. And it's a pretty long film anyway. I think it was 2 hours 20 originally, and it was like 2 hours 50 or something. But it was really absorbing. In terms of quality, I think the director's cuts and the theatrical cut are at the same level. They're both 10 out of 10s. Really, director's cut, what it does, it just lets you stay in this the world of this little boy called Oscar longer. And it's a great world. It's so bizarre. Let me give you an example of the fantasy element and the reality element. They're at war. Basically, he's around during the rise of Nazism, and the Nazis take over. He's in Poland, Danzig, part of Poland that got invaded by the Nazis, and there's lots of Germans there anyway. So it isn't quite like an invasion. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of...
Yeah.
So a lot of the people that live there welcoming the Nazis. Anyway, at one point he goes on tour with these circus midgets who are entertaining the troops, who can sing and do these tricks and stuff. And at one point they're visiting the beaches of like the French coast, where they're building the fortifications for a potential invasion. And they're kind of entertaining the troops, but at one point they have a picnic on top of a bunker, so they're having a picnic, and they're all midgets. Some of them are like dressed up as clowns, so they're all just sitting there having a picnic, and there's nuns on the beach collecting cockles, and the guy one of the soldiers is just ignoring him, because he's used to seeing them every day, and he gets a phone call from his superior. Goes, "There's movement on the beach." And he says, "Yeah, they're the nuns that collect." He goes, "You don't know that." He says, "No, but I've seen them every day. I know who they are." And he says, "Clear the beach." And the Nazis machine gun these nuns, right? So there's a reality bit. And then the midgets watch this and they look horrified. But then you see them start looking up, and you see all these nuns like holding umbrellas and floating up into the sky. Their souls,
What?
So there's the fantasy element. It's a really bizarre, and there's really weird things. There's like one bit they all go to the beach for the day, and he's there's a fisherman pulling in a line, and saying, can't you even afford a rod? He goes, "You wait and see what I'm going to pull out with this line," and he drags a horse's head out of the sea, and it's full of eels, like the eels get into the horse's head, to eat it. So he starts pulling out the ears and goes, "These big fat eels," and it's one of the most disgusting things you'll ever see on film. It's really gross. There's lots of sex in it as well.
This sounds like a really weird and nonsensical book.
It is an odd book, but basically it's allegory. He's a little
this is
boy
one to be analysed and not to be entertained.
No, it's entertaining too. But a lot of it is allegory. It's about he's a little boy who's witnessing the rise of Nazism, and sometimes he's making fun of them. Sometimes he joins in because he can't get out of being part of it. Because they decide to make him an entertainer because he can scream in such a way as it breaks glass. So that's part of the act. Things like that. It's a really great film though. Sorry, I went on way too long about that. Next film I watched, Mamma Mia. Pierce Brosnan singing is just unbelievable in this. It's a goofy, very cheesy film, but I find it really entertaining. I think part of it is the ABBA songs are really bulletproof and hard to mess up. Though Pierce Brosnan singing is just unbelievable. It makes me laugh my head off when he starts singing. It really does. But it's game, it's game to do something like that. And also the bit where he actually, near the end, where he proposes is hilarious. It just makes me laugh so much because he's doing a bit of the Bond persona at that point. He's clicking his fingers and they're playing a song.
Why did they hire him for that role?
I don't know. I think, he's pretty good.
I mean,
apart from the singing.
I'd say that it was to put a big name on the poster, but Meryl Streep was already on there.
No, I think it was. I think he's good in it, but he cannot sing. But he kind of he embraces it so much, it kind of goes from bad to being almost otherworldly. The sort of level of the singing is just so awful. It's unbelievable. Anyway, and then finally I watched a film from the 50s called The Mouse That Roared. The Mouse That Roared. It's kind of a goofy comedy about this little country that in the middle of Europe that they all talk English and everyone looks suspiciously like Peter Sellers. Why do you think that might be?
Is this a one-man troupe?
It's a one-man show. He plays loads of different characters. It was made before Dr. Strangelove, right? Which he did, he played lots of roles in it. And he's like the Grand Duchess, he's like this soldier, he's the Prime Minister. Basically, this country is run out of money because they've been driven out of business by this American... their sole export was to America, this type of wine, but this American competitor basically created a brand that was very similar to theirs, but a lot cheaper. Basically, it's bankrupted the country, so they work out that if they declare war on America and lose, they'll get a fortune in rep. America's very generous when it loses war. It'll put a lot of funds into a country. So they realise they declare a war intending to lose to get the funding. But they happen to turn up in New York and we're talking about medieval armour.
Yeah.
And bows and arrows. They turn up in like the 60s New York. But they happen to turn up when there's a special air raid going on, so there's no one around. They happen to get this scientist who's got this ultimate bomb, which looks like a rugby ball, and they kidnap him, and therefore they become the world's superpower. So everyone starts aligning with them against America, and it goes on all around.
Oh my
It's
God.
a comedy. It's a pure comedy. It was kind of fun. I liked it. 6 out of 10. Anyway, is that how? Comfort,
that's
man.
me done.
Maybe we need to do these podcasts a bit more frequently. It's all these sub podcasts. But anyway, all right. Should we get on to Demolition Man? Should we get on with it?
Yeah.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it!
Get on with it!
Okay, Demolition Man. What do you think of this?
I liked it. I still like it.
Yeah, we've watched it before, haven't we? I don't think we've ever podcasted about it before.
Nah.
It is definitely the tail end of the 80s action movie. It was made in the 90s.
Yeah.
But it's like the very last gasp of that kind of 80s super confident, nutty action kind of thing that kind of, we saw it in Die Hard was like probably the peak of it. And this was one of the last films of it. Do you feel it was a bit... Was it feeling tired to you as a format? Or?
No, it was still pretty good.
No, the film feels really fresh and good still, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It was really fun. I think part of it's helped by they're laughing at themselves a bit. Sandra Bullock in particular helps with a deadpan delivery of nonsensical 80s garbled sort of quotes. She doesn't quite know what she's saying, does she?
The way they've done it, they've sort of left the sort of technological status of the original John Spartan's time, sort of ambiguous in comparison to the future. So it doesn't really lock itself down to a time. So it's not like with Star Trek where they're sort of big pushing big buttons on everything.
Yeah.
In the original Star Trek, I mean, sort of thing.
I think the realisation of the future is pretty cool. It's got a touch of the Mega City ones about it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's Mega City 1 if the judges were perfect at their job.
And also if the food corporations took over.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Taco Bell was like a posh restaurant.
Yeah.
The ultimate place to eat.
I found out something kind of funny. Taco Bell adopted the They made, well, let me explain. They made like a special logo for the film, so that it'd be a bit like futury, so to show the advancement. And then they put some of that logo on some of their shops, so sort of as like a promotional thing. Then they just said sod it and started using that logo.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, the film, it exudes a real charm. What surprised me is I was sure who directed it. I had a feeling it was Stallone actually, but it's a guy called Marco Brambilla, and this film to me feels like a fantastic calling card to Hollywood. But he didn't go on to make that much more, which is a real surprise. I mean, the script's witty, isn't it? The script's fun and witty. It keeps kind of light. Wesley Snipes is great because he's really chewing the scenery in this. He's really enjoying it, and he's a great bad guy.
He's pretty much the Joker.
He is like the Joker with awesome martial arts skills, because Wesley Snipes looks like he can really do all that stuff. He moves really well, and Stallone looks pretty good. He can
do that stuff. He's like trained in about 8 different martial arts. So
yeah, I mean, yes, he can. You're quite right. I really enjoyed this. Sandra Bullock just cracked. She's really cute in this. She's quite young. This was, I think, one of her first roles, and she's a great comedian as well. Yeah, that helps.
They're constantly like mucking up the.
I was like, we've got to find the bad guys and blow them. It goes, blow them away. And
changes the thing being said.
And the swearing makes me laugh. You know, the machine's beeping.
That's always there. I love that. It's constantly in the background.
Whenever anyone swears, you can hear something beep.
You say sign off.
I like where he comes out with a stream of profanity just to get some toilet paper. Rather than use the 3 shells.
Stallone improvised an explanation for that recently, I think.
I think you told me about it. It sounded
it's
gross.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
It came with pictures.
And it was really weird that Nigel Hawthorne was in the middle of this American action film too. We also, I mean, there's tributes. There's a reference to Brave New World, Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. Sandra Bullock's surname is Huxley.
And I think her first name's like the main character of Brave New World.
I can't remember. I have read Brave New World. But it's been a long time. I got a feeling Edgar Friendly was some sort of reference, which is
I really like that character.
You liked him, and Dennis Leary was going at full tilt. He was a little. It was very Dennis Leary and not much film when he was on, but it was fine. It worked. I mean, Dennis Leary used to do that whole ranting thing in his act, and it's kind of funny. A lot of people give Dennis Leary.
Lenina, there's a character in Brave New World called Lenina Crow.
There's also a bizarre reference that I didn't catch. I think it's a reference. Benjamin Bratt's in it as a character called Alfredo Garcia. Now, Alfredo Garcia is a film character. He's in a film title. There's a film by. What's his name? That's going to annoy. Basically, the film's called "Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia," and it's by a director who's famously macho. Peckinpah, Sam Peckinpah, and it's just weird he's got that name, and I wonder if it's a reference on. We also saw Rob Schneider pop up. He's not credited. On IMDb, I don't think, but I think did he appear in the credits of the movie? I can't remember, but that was a weird precursor to Judge Dredd, really, wasn't it? To see him and Stallone in the same thing. Maybe that's where Stallone suggested him for Fergie, maybe. I don't know.
What I liked was Stallone. The character of John Spartan immediately hated Steiner.
Yeah, that was fun. And Steiner,
he doesn't know how to use the 3 shells. He just glares at him.
I also like the whole. I'm trying to think of the chief's name. What's the chief's name?
Oh, the bald guy.
The one who kept calling him
Barbarian.
Yeah, things like that. It was just rude to him all the time. I also like the fact Stallone had a compulsion for knitting. That made
that was brilliant.
Whereas, like, Simon Phoenix, Wesley Snipes had all these special.
Yeah, you got super strength
skills. I also liked his crew as well. Was kind of Wesley Snipes' crew.
Yeah.
Jesse Ventura was one of them.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. He didn't speak at all, and he sounded great in Predator. It's weird they didn't get him speaking in this, but this was good. Apparently this is set in 2032. Just so you know.
Yeah,
that's what IMDb.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's at that sort of not too far-fetched level of technology. I can kind of imagine everyone having a chip in their hand and all money being electronic.
Yeah, we're getting that way, aren't we? Yes. I thought this was a really well-made film all round. I thought it was a rather excellent action film. Dumb film, popcorn film.
It was goofy.
It really, really worked. Because I think the fight scenes were really good between Snipes and Stallone as well.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny seeing all these cops just clueless how to deal with violence.
Yeah.
There was also a bit of a reference. I don't know if it was a deliberate reference, but it was kind of copying a concept I'd seen in a Woody Allen comedy called Sleeper. Where they, to have sex, they put on these head things, and Stallone and Sandra Bullock put on these headgear to have sex, and it just didn't work, really, did it? But it was kind of fun. Everything about it, I really enjoyed this film.
We watched
it on Blu-ray. It looked like a nice print, didn't it?
One of my favourite parts was the sheer look of stupefaction whenever the Phoenix and Spartan had find something futuristic, like how the guy walks up to Phoenix in the museum and goes, "What seems to be your boggle?"
Yeah.
His reaction is just, "My boggle?" With this look of complete, like, what the hell on his face.
I did like the old museum stuff, where he decided he wanted to break into the museum to get all the guns.
But where's the phasers? Ooh, and it's a railgun, a handheld railgun. Jesus.
Yeah. It's a pretty tasty gun, that. And the fact that, you can't smoke, and
you can't
all
smoke,
these things are
no
bad
meat,
for you.
no cheese, no nothing, no dairy, no Jesus. And then he gets down, and the first thing he does is eat a rat burger. He gets a burger, gets halfway through it, and asks what it's made from. He says, "This is a rat." And he just carries on eating it because he likes a burger.
Yeah, nice. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of. I also liked Sandra Bullock's reaction to the violence. She said, "All this physical stuff kind of gives you a reaction, doesn't it?" That's kind of fun. I'm trying to think what else. There was lots of great points, really.
There's a lot of sort of callbacks, like right at the start.
Like the Schwarzenegger library. That was funny.
Yeah.
And we find out Arnold Schwarzenegger was president after the 61st Amendment.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was put into a lot. He was brought up a lot in films where he had no part, sort of thing, this.
Stallone has said that he had real problems with Schwarzenegger. He felt like he was in competition with it, and he was. But I think by '93 he'd kind of relaxed about it and was prepared to have a bit of fun around it.
Yeah,
because everyone knew that Arnie had these political ambitions. I don't think he was governor of California at this point, but he was interested in that kind of thing. So it's kind of fun. I also like the fact that Sandra Bullock's character is like a bit of an 80s nut, but she keeps getting stuff wrong. But I like the fact she had a Lethal Weapon 3 poster up. That was kind of funny. And she had all this weird 80s stuff. Yeah. She had a room made up full of 80s stuff. Did she think that was a normal 80s room?
I don't know. Maybe.
Kind of funny. I don't know.
It's one thing that kind of confused me is we're not allowed guns. But Sandra Bullock's character is totally allowed to have a massive katana in her office. Yeah. Seriously, watch that first scene with her in the office.
I remember it, I'm trying to think what else happened. There's lots. There's lots. It's definitely a film worth seeing. I definitely enjoyed it. It was kind of the closest we got to something like Mega City 1 and Judge Dredd before Judge Dredd was made.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it from that point. In fact, I prefer this to Judge Dredd. So I think this is a lighter version of the Dredd thing, wasn't it? Really,
it's almost kind of like Dredd dropped into an alternate thing.
Peaceful. mega city, and he can't, because like the angel.
Actually, it's kind of like the opposite of a Judge Dredd story, like a short story that I've read. It was like a 4-panel something or other, where someone comes from the future where everything's super peaceful, and Dredd immediately arrests him because his time machine appeared over a guy and killed him.
Put him in the ISO cubes.
It was like, well, this Philistine method of incarceration. What are you doing it for? Oh, you landed on a guy. Come on, and just drags him off.
Nice. Okay, let's rate this. I mean, what do you think the best thing about it was?
The interaction between Stallone and Snipes.
Yes, I also think I agree. That's a really great part of it. I also think the whole dialogue between Stallone and Sandra Bullock's character was pretty damn good as well. It was just, I think Stallone really did a good fish out of water kind of vibe to it, and it really worked well. He just wanted to get on with his job, and all these dicks were like messing with him because they all wanted peace and love, and he just didn't have time for it. Proper 80s guy in this he was. Okay then, what did you give it out of 10?
I'd give this an 8 out of 10.
I'll give it an 8 too, yeah. Really cool. I don't know what we got programmed for next time. I can't even remember whose choice it is. Was this yours? You chose this, didn't you? Did you?
I don't. I may have.
Well, I choose What We Do in the Shadows, which is what we did last time.
Yeah, then this was mine, so it's you.
I kind of got a yearning for Jaws. But if I can get hold of Live, Die, Repeat by next time, we'll do that instead. But we'll see. Alright then, bye from me.
Bye.
Monkey magic, monkey magic, monkey magic, monkey magic, monkey magic, monkey magic, monkey magic.